The story begins with a couple who are hiding a girl's dead body. In this couple, the wife's name is Janice, who is very scared, but her husband, Cameron, convinces her that it was just an accident and nobody will ever find out. After this, the scene changes and we see a very beautiful young girl named Colleen. Colleen was standing by the roadside, hitchhiking for a ride. Just then, Janice and Cameron's car passes by. Colleen asks them for a lift and they both let her sit in their car. On the way, Cameron asks Colleen, "Where are you going in this lonely area? What is your plan?" Colleen tells him that today is her friend's birthday and she is going there to give them a surprise. But while talking, Colleen accidentally makes a big mistake. Actually, during the conversation, Cameron finds out that Colleen's friend has absolutely no idea that she is coming. Hearing this, Cameron becomes very happy from inside because he realizes that even if he kidnaps Colleen, no one will suspect him. On the way, they stop at a gas station. When Colleen comes back after freshening up, she notices a strange, large wooden box in the car. Colleen finds all of this a bit weird, but she decides to ignore it. As they move forward, Janice and Cameron tell her that there is a very beautiful view ahead on the way, and she should come with them to see it. Without thinking twice, Colleen trusts them and says yes. They take Colleen to a completely isolated place, and as soon as Cameron gets the chance, he blindfolds her. After this, Cameron locks Colleen's head inside that same strange box she had seen in the car, so that she has absolutely no idea where they are taking her. He takes her to his house basement, locks her up, and starts beating her brutally. Colleen screams in pain and cries out loud. She asks Cameron, "Why are you doing this to me? What is my mistake?" But Cameron does not listen to a single word, and he keeps torturing her continuously. In the end, Cameron locks her inside a large box. From this, we find out that Cameron is actually a psycho. Later, Cameron's wife Janice comes to Colleen in the basement. Seeing her, Colleen starts begging and says, "Please let me go from here." But Janice was also completely helpless in front of her psycho husband. She was afraid that if she released Colleen, Cameron would kill her too. The next day, Cameron brings some food, drinks, and essential items for Colleen. He beats her severely again, and when Janice sits upstairs listening to Colleen's screams, she gets very disturbed. To escape that painful sound, she turns up the volume on her headphones so that Colleen's crying does not reach her ears. At night, Janice tells Cameron that he must promise her he won't do anything wrong to that girl, and Cameron agrees to her words. In reality, Janice was a good woman, and she did not want her husband to do anything wrong to an innocent person. However, Cameron keeps Colleen locked inside that same small box. He attaches an oxygen pipe inside the box so that Colleen can stay alive, and then locks the box from the outside. Inside that dark box, Colleen cries in agony and remembers her father. Her father had always forbidden her from going out alone, but Colleen did not listen to him, and today she was trapped in this terrible trouble. On the other side, Colleen's parents are deeply worried about her and go to the police station to file a missing person report. Now, in the blink of an eye, 6 months pass by, but they still keep Colleen locked up in the exact same way. Meanwhile, Janice gives Cameron the good news that she is pregnant. She tells her husband that he should release Colleen now, because if he continues doing such bad things, it will have a very negative impact on their unborn child. But Cameron says that if he releases her, she will go straight to the police and they both will get caught. Now here, Cameron creates a very terrifying plan so that a deep fear settles in Colleen's heart and she can never even think of escaping. He goes to Colleen and lies to her, saying that he works for a huge slave company that buys and sells human beings. He tells Colleen that she is now his slave, and if she tries to escape from here, that company will find her and torture her to death. Not only this, but if any slave runs away, that company wipes out their entire family. Cameron was telling her all these made-up stories just so that Colleen would never step out of here out of fear. He tells her many more fake stories to frighten her. Later, he places some papers in front of Colleen and says, "Sign this document. If you sign it, you will remain safe with me and that company won't harm you." Colleen thinks that Cameron is telling the truth, and to save her family's life, she signs those papers. After this, Cameron ties an iron chain around her neck and truly starts keeping her like a slave. He gives Colleen strict instructions that from now on, she will call Cameron master and Janice ma'am. And whenever he says attention, Colleen will have to immediately raise both her hands and stand straight. After some time, Cameron decides to buy a new house in an isolated area. By now, more than a year had passed since Colleen was imprisoned. Meanwhile, Janice gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. Cameron had kept Colleen sleeping in a small box built under the bed. He takes Colleen out of that box and shows her his newborn daughter. Seeing a small baby after so many years, Colleen feels very happy from inside and starts smiling at the baby girl. In this way, time slowly keeps moving forward, and now a full 2 years have passed and Janice's daughter has grown a bit older. Now one day, Colleen is serving food on the table for them, when suddenly a knife accidentally drops from her hand. As soon as the knife falls, Cameron yells angrily, "Attention!" Trembling with fear, Colleen raises both her hands and stands straight. Cameron then starts beating her brutally once again. But Janice cannot tolerate this anymore, and she cries, telling Cameron to stop. In reality, Janice also felt very bad seeing Colleen's condition, but due to the fear of her husband, she was unable to help Colleen in any way. The next day, to terrify Colleen even more, Cameron tells her another fake story. He says that in a nearby town, a slave girl ran away from her master and approached a police officer for help. But that police officer was also a man from our company, and he handed that girl right back to the slave company. As a punishment, that company cut off that girl's hands, legs, and tongue. Hearing this terrifying story, Colleen is completely frightened. In reality, Cameron was telling all these lies because he was now about to take Colleen out of the house, and he wanted to ensure that even outside, Colleen wouldn't dare to ask any stranger for help out of fear. Colleen proves to be very naive here because she was believing every fake thing Cameron said. Now, Cameron makes her sit in the car and takes her to his hometown, where he worked as a woodcutter. There, Cameron introduces Colleen to two men who were his bosses. Cameron whispers into Colleen's ear, saying that these are high-ranking workers of our company, so do not accidentally call me master in front of them. Colleen even agrees to his words. Well, after so many years, seeing the open air and sunlight made Colleen feel very good. Summoning some courage, Colleen asks Cameron, "Will I ever be able to go back to my home?" To this, Cameron says that our company does not trust any slave, but still, I will try to help you. Hearing this, Colleen feels happy and starts helping him with his work. But just then, while cutting wood, Cameron suddenly gets a deep injury and falls to the ground screaming in pain. If you look at it, this was the exact moment when Colleen, if she wanted, could have left Cameron right there and run away. But Cameron had filled her mind with so much fear of the company that even after getting the chance, she does not find the courage to escape. Now they return home, and Colleen dresses Cameron's wound, seeing which Janice turns red with anger. Janice fights terribly with her husband Cameron, asking why he took the girl outside. Well, in this way, days start turning into weeks and weeks into years. Now, we are directly shown a scene 4 years later. There, Colleen looks at Janice's daughter, who had now grown quite big. Colleen is stunned to see this and asks Janice, "How long has it been since I came here?" In reality, Colleen had no idea how many years she had spent in this hell. Now, one day when Janice and Cameron were not at home, Colleen has a very terrifying nightmare. Crying, she asks God, "I never did bad to anyone in my life, so why is this happening to me?" She gets so scared by that nightmare that out of panic, she starts kicking the box. Due to continuous kicking, the box breaks and Colleen comes out. When Cameron and Janice return home, Cameron is shocked to see the broken box. He thinks that Colleen has escaped from here. But when he searches for her throughout the house, he finds Colleen sitting terrified in a corner of the bathroom, trembling very badly. To calm her down, Cameron gives her a holy book, the Bible, so that her fear can lessen. After this, he takes Colleen to his daughter so that she can distract her mind with the kids. Slowly, as time passes, Colleen quietly finishes all the household chores. After finishing all the work, she goes and locks herself back inside the box on her own. She had now learned to live like this and started living with that family, because it was deeply settled in her heart that she would never be able to go back to her home. Suffering like this, a full 7 years pass by. One day, Cameron comes to Colleen and says that the company has given you permission to meet your family, but before going there, you have to prove whether we can trust you or not. Saying this, Cameron places a gun in Colleen's hand and tells her to shoot herself. Without thinking, Colleen pulls the trigger, but the gun was actually empty. Seeing this, Cameron becomes convinced that Colleen is now completely under his control and will not try to escape. Cameron takes her to her family and tells everyone that he is Colleen's boyfriend, so that no one gets suspicious. Now obviously, seeing her family in front of her after 7 years, Colleen gets very emotional, but she acts in front of everyone as if she is very happy in her life. Out of fear, she does not tell her family a single word about the horrific torture that happened to her. Colleen's family members tell her that it has been a full 7 years since she left. Hearing this, the ground slips from under Colleen's feet because she herself didn't know that she had been missing for the last 7 years. They all have dinner together and refresh old memories. Now Colleen's sister shows her wedding pictures and asks, "Sister, when will you meet us again?" Colleen sadly says, "I don't know." Looking at Colleen's behavior, her sister finds something strange. She holds Colleen's hand and says, "If you have any problem, you can share it with me. I feel like something very wrong has happened to you, and I am ready to help you." Now this was the moment when Colleen is just about to tell her sister the whole truth, when suddenly Cameron barged in there, making some excuse. He forcefully takes Colleen away with him from there. After returning home, Cameron's wife Janice was completely fed up with these actions of her husband and was deeply disturbed from inside. She decides that she will no longer live with this sinful man, and she leaves the house taking her daughter with her. After his wife and child left, Cameron falls into complete depression and starts going mad with anger. Now Colleen goes to him and says, "I can help you in this difficult time." But Cameron gets even more furious. He yells, "You don't need to try and become my wife," and he locks Colleen inside a room. Sitting in the corner of the room, Colleen bursts into tears and cries bitterly. On the other side, Janice had realized her mistakes. Sitting in a church, she was weeping before God, begging for forgiveness for her sins. Finally, Janice comes back to that house, opens the room's door, and sets Colleen free from there. Crying, she tells Colleen a very terrifying truth. Janice says that many years ago, Cameron had kidnapped another girl, and when he brought her to this house, that girl was making a lot of noise. To hide his identity, Cameron killed that girl, and after that, we hid her dead body together. Now, the dead body shown at the beginning of the movie, Janice was talking about that exact same body here. Janice says, "I have realized my mistake and I will not let anything wrong happen to you anymore." She makes Colleen sit in her car and drops her off at a bus station. She says, "Now you are completely free. Go back to your home." But Colleen, still terrified, asks, "What will happen if the people from that slave company find me?" Then Janice hugs her, starts crying, and says that there is no such company in the world. Cameron told you all those fake and made-up stories just to keep you under his control and scare you. Hearing this, tears start flowing from Colleen's eyes. She sits on the bus and finally, after 7 years, reaches her family safely. Meeting her family, she hugs them and cries a lot. On the other side, Cameron is shown sitting alone and crying, having neither Janice nor Colleen with him now. At the end of the movie, Janice goes to the police station and tells the officer the whole truth about all of Cameron's dark deeds, after which the police arrest Cameron. And with this, the story ends right here. Friends, let me tell you that this story is based on a true event where Janice and Cameron had actually kept a girl locked inside a small box for 7 years. I hope you liked this video.